Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. I don't know if I've ever been this hesitant to start a morning podcast. Good morning. I've just been sitting here at my desk, tuning and toning my voice and drinking my tea and kind of just doing whatever I could think of to just avoid starting the podcast. So I can totally see why people start to not enjoy life and lose their hope. Not that I am, but I can see how that happens. I can see how, I don't know, like just there being a overall sadness in the air all the time. And oh goodness, I'm going to have to re-listen. We'll just review in my mind probably yesterday's podcast about discipline and, discipline being the bridge between our here and now moment and the goals that we have. But so don't lose sight of your goals. That's what I keep telling myself, because it's really easy when everything in your world seems to be breaking down. And it's just like, oh my God, what is even the point? What is the point even? So I have a little taste of that in my mouth today, but I'm also drinking this fabulous tea blend as well with ginger and peach and peppermint and chamomile. And so I'm going to hold my head up. But there's just this sadness and it's interesting. So yesterday we did the law of discipline, which totally made sense to us, which is good because the law that we're doing today doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, it kind of does, but when I read it out loud, you're going to just be like, shut up. So I even had to look it up on the internet, is that just what it basically means? And so yesterday was the law of discipline. Today is the law of disintegration, which kind of to me just boils down to normal words, like everything that was together falls apart. All right, that's just the nature of the universe, and then creation can rebuild itself. And I don't know, I'll read it to you and you can come to your own conclusion. And then the only thing I really want to do today is sit with the Wisdom of Trees Oracle and just get a nice 4-card layout thing going on, something stable and balanced, and then just get on with the day. It's a full moon. We're having the full moon, the lunar eclipse. I'm in my moon cycle. I've been cycling with the full moon, so it is kind of a heavy day, no pun intended, but for real, it's a heavy day for me. So I think it's important just to be where you're at and acknowledge what's going on and just remember to breathe and remember to stay in the now moment. Remember to stay focused and, remember to go into your darkness because, you get expansion in there. You find insight and light and expansion. And if you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, be happy. If you're motivated, good Lord, go be motivated. I'm just going to kind of putz through this day. I have a feeling. So anyways, just a sadness in the air because Saturday, my husband said he's going to leave for a little while or forever. I don't know. He's at his mom's and it's just sad. Coming home last night and him not being here, even though he is the human that drives me the most crazy. It was still just sad, So anyways, I'm just working through a few things. That's all. And I would like to get less distracted, of course, with all my emotions, because this stack of books is just laughing at me now on my desk. Like, it's like either do something with it or put it back on the shelf so you can have more room to pull oracle cards. So, anyways, yesterday was the law of discipline. I enjoyed that. Discipline expands the entity to a greater degree. Discipline is the action to greater freedom and independence. And discipline provides focus to achieve skill level and depth of knowledge. And then commitment is involving discipline over a period of time. And both discipline and commitment provide the bridge between here and our goals. So it was just like a good Monday message, a Monday reminder to stay focused on what you truly want. Life can sideswipe you and kick you off the path so fast that it makes you dizzy and you're not even sure what is the point and where you're supposed to be going and what you're supposed to be doing and why it even matters. But just take some time, to ground, be in the energy of nature, get outside, find your peace. Remember that you are connected to the divine. You are the divine. Remember that. And hopefully the clarity will be on its way. So number 19, we're on the 19th law. Have you been hanging out with me this whole time? 19 laws already. And it's the law of disintegration. And I'm just going to read it, and then you can roll your eyes. And then I looked up, I searched it in my Go-Go-Duck app, and I'll read a few other things. Okay. The law of disintegration, one of the 7 laws of our solar system under the 3 major laws. On the 3rd plane comes the final casting off, the ultimate shedding of the sheaths of the 5-fold Superman. A Kohan of the 6th initiation discards all of the sheaths beneath the monadic vehicle from the atomic to the physical. So it kind of sounds like death, doesn't it? But and I think it's related to the law of death. The law of disintegration is one of the 7 laws of the solar system under the 3 major laws. On the 3rd plane comes the final casting off, the ultimate shedding of the sheaths of the 5-fold Superman. I guess that's us, right? A Kohan of the 6th initiation discards all the sheaths beneath the monadic vehicle from the atomic to the physical. So that's it. Now you see why I want to hang out with trees. Like after reading something like that, I'm like, can I just sit by a tree? Can we just not talk now? Can we just not talk anymore? All right. So I looked up the law of disintegration on DuckDuckGo. Did I say Go-Go-Duck before? It's DuckDuckGo. It's a browser I recommend. DuckDuckGo, or Go-Go-Duck if you're dyslexic like me. The law of disintegration is the aspect of the law of death, according to this one website. This is the law that governs the destruction of the form in order that the indwelling life may shine forth in fullness. This law breaks up the forms, and the law of attraction draws back the primal sources, the material of those forms. I'm just on the search page. Another one says, the universal law of disintegration is part of the natural process and flow of the universe. It allows us to continue our evolution by casting off the sheaths of illusion that create the perception of separation from each other and from God. Disintegration occurs at many levels and moves us closer to oneness with all that is. Wow, thank you. Thank you. I don't even know what this website's called, Pearl Ascent Compass. Thank you. That was kind of almost in English. So it's like the sheaths that they're talking that we need to cast off is the sheaths of illusion that create the perception of separation from each other and from God. So we have to disintegrate all this illusion that we've acquired so that we can go back to oneness. All right, so that's the law of disintegration. I know. That's enough for me too. It's like, especially when it seems like I might be in a little mini process of disintegration within my life. Like, oh my gosh, shedding the sheaths of illusion gives me headache. So yeah, that's why I thought like hanging out with the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle by Jane Struthers would be just a nice grounding kind of message. We can leave it open to the universe. Like, yeah, if you want to talk about us letting go of our sheaths of illusion with the law of disintegration, cool. Or just give us any message that we are ready to hear on this Tuesday of a full moon with a lunar eclipse. And of course, anything can come through, anything that anyone is listening is ready to hear. We'll just be super duper open to it. Okay, so let's give it a little shuffle here. Ooh, this is a very unshuffly deck. Oh my gosh. Let me try a different way. Sometimes if it doesn't want to shuffle like a normal deck, you can kind of put it on its side to shuffle the top corner, or do a sideways shuffle. It seems to be happier with a sideways shuffle than the normal shuffle. Although, let me flip it upside down and look at the cards while I'm shuffling. Sometimes you just have to break a deck in, and this is one of my newest decks. It is. So that means I need to love it up more, connect with it more. Yeah, it'll shuffle that way. Let's see if it'll shuffle the other way now. Yeah, sometimes I just spend like 20 minutes shuffling a deck to break it in. Not that the cards need to be broken, but it's nice to have them not stick together and be more flexible and fluid. And then sometimes I'll sit and just flip through, or shuffle, not shuffle, but just look through every single card in the deck just to get a visual glance at it. That's some things you can do when you first get your deck that helps get your energy all over the deck. Just looking at it, looking at the art, the picture, seeing what pops up in your mind. You know, okay, sorry, I should have done this during my break. Sometimes I can't stop. Every day I'm shuffling. All right, so let's get four. Are we up for 4 trees? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah, let's do these. I'm not going to look. Our top row, we have, I'm not looking at. I'm just putting 2 cards. Let's look at these ones first, and then we'll see if we have like a specific question to ask from it, or because we left this so freaking open. Like law of disintegration, whatever, everything's falling apart. Like, what do we want to hear? Lunar eclipse. Ooh, yeah, and like that makes me think like, okay, so I'm so governed by the moon. Obviously, like I have a cycle with the moon, and it's like, what should I be super duper aware of? Maybe with this, like eclipses are an energetic time to like shed and like go through portals, and that's kind of interesting now that we got the law of disintegration on the day of the full moon and full lunar eclipse. Like maybe this is a time for us to really shed and let go so we can rebuild something new. So the first tree that we got is the yew tree. It is reversed. It's upside down. Every tree might come in upside down today. And then we also have another reversed tree, the sugi, S-U-G-I. Sugi? It might be a Japanese tree, perhaps. It has a really interesting looking water bird in front of it. Sugi. So we have the yew and the sugi coming in upside down. The cards we have some upside down, some right side up. They're everywhere in the deck. So, but let's see what these reversed meanings are. So the yew is a poisonous tree. Now we have one of these cards has a brown border, which is all about healing. Okay, we have a trunk card and we have a root card with the sugi. And the roots are about being. The trunk is about healing and the roots are about being. So healing and being is the energy coming through today. The yew and the sugi. So the yew is about regeneration. And the sugi is about sacredness. So a regeneration of the sacredness, right? Maybe a getting back to understanding that we are God's source energy and we are spirit. And all of these illusions around us are just that, the perception of separation. And yeah, it is time to let that go. It is time to let that go, to shed and release that sheath of illusion. So the yew is all about regeneration. The yew deva says, I can live for many hundreds of years. As my outer trunk gradually dies off, I will grow a new central trunk to supply food to my leaves and branches. I can show you how to regenerate your own life to gain new strength and resilience. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Everything in my life is like, you might think that, like, after something like this happens in your life, you might think that, like, you've lost your support system, but the yew is saying, no, support systems do not come from outside of you. They come from within you. And just like me, you can regenerate your own life to grow new strength and new resilience. That's what the yew does. She grows a new central trunk to supply food and leaves. She grows from the inside. So the inverse message is give yourself the chance to recover your strength, to spend time alone, and to reinvigorate yourself. This might be a good opportunity for a holiday. Treat yourself. Treat your body with respect, giving it the food, rest, and drink, the drink and rest that you know it needs. So yeah, let's just, especially during this full moon, take time to eat fresh, raw foods, herbal teas, the nourishment that our body needs. Keep it light, keep it fresh, keep it alive. See what you can do. And give yourself the chance to recover your strength, to spend time alone, and to reinvigorate yourself. So that's cool for me because I just really wanted, take it easy today. I was hoping that this week I could go do a yoga class, but now that I'm on my moon and I have no one here to be with the kids, I'm just going to have a nice quiet Tuesday, I guess. And I think that's what I need. Yeah, some quiet time, learning. I've been alone. I spent a lot of time alone. But now that there's this theme in my life of like almost officially being alone, it's like, let's just sit with that and see what strength we can find in that solitude. Go within and feel that sacredness. And that's what the Sugi is all about, sacredness. It is native to Japan. And the Sugi Deva says, I can remind you of the importance of finding a connection with all the invisible spirits that surround you throughout your life. I can help you to honor them every day and to remember that all aspects of nature are sacred. So, yeah, connecting with nature. And I just was reminded in my head of I had a misconnection with nature the other day. We were by the creek, and I didn't have my glasses on, and I was like, is that a snake? And I was like, or is that just a huge something? So I didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't see. I didn't want to like walk that way and get too close. So I tossed a rock at the either rope or whatever I thought I was looking at, and it actually was a snake. And like I felt bad about tossing the rock then, even though snakes are one of my fears that I've had to like deal with, and it goes back into my childhood. Because my stepdad one time was mowing, and he hit a snake with the mower, and he went to show us, and we got scared, and then I don't know if just he thought it was a game or whatever, but he chased us around with this snake, and we were losing our shit, screaming our heads off and hiding, and it's like that was the 80s, you guys. Nobody knew how to treat each other right. But anyways, it definitely instilled basically a phobic fear within me then for my entire life about snakes. And I think it's the element of surprise, because like if we were at like a nature center and someone had a boa constrictor and, that was like, you want to pet the snake, like I probably would be okay. But like little dead squiggly garden snakes like freak me out more than the big ones. But I don't like any of them. But I'm trying to see that all things in nature are sacred. So anyways, it just felt like a total disconnection for me. But yet that's what this lunar energy brings up for me. Like, oh, yep, you haven't dealt with that yet completely. So there it is again. And so like everywhere I go this week, I keep getting reminders of snakes. Like we went to a pottery class at Yvette Lepley's yesterday, and she had like these pottery things that she had just made that were snakes, and she has snakes all over her pottery, and it was like, Jesus Christ, like there's snakes everywhere now, because it's just time for me to address that lingering fear, that lingering illusion that I got caught up in. So anyways, the Sugi says, I can help you honor all the invisible spirits around you, and remember that all aspects of nature are sacred. So we got this reversed or inversed. We got upside down. And the inverse message says, you are feeling out of step with the world around you, as though you don't belong there. Reintegrate yourself with others by sitting quietly in natural surroundings. Honor the sacred nature of all things and all beings. Okay, so it's like, let's see the sacred nature of all beings, all things, all people. If someone's bothering us in our life or things just aren't going well, let's try to see them and their spiritual aspects. If we feel disconnected and kind of alone or separated, right? Because we haven't disintegrated all that illusion yet. Same advice I gave myself at the beginning of this broadcast. Sit quietly in natural surroundings. Yeah, there is just such healing of being outside and listening to the birds. I have the windows open so I can hear the birds and get some fresh air. But yeah, it's like every morning I'm so thankful that I have those chickens that force me. I have to get out there and get them out of the coop because it's daylight and get out there. And the earlier the better. And it's just so nice to get outside right away. And if I didn't have those chickens, I don't think I would do that. I would just putz around in the kitchen or inside, or maybe make it out onto the porch. But I wouldn't walk to the back and all around the yard and garden if it weren't for the chickens. So shout out to my chicken spirits, my chicken commitment. It really does give me more discipline in my life to get outside. So all right, so let's get two more cards, and yeah, we'll just those are very nice messages, really congruent with the energy that I've been feeling, and kind of just said, they just kind of re-said what I said before I even pulled any cards. So yeah, as we're looking forward to the lunar eclipse tonight, this is a great day to just be in nature and be chill and eat your fruit and drink your tea and get reconnected to that sacred energy that, whoa. I was shuffling with my eyes closed, but that doesn't really matter. But that made it more of a surprise to see that my deck split apart, and I chucked a chunk of it across the way. I see a couple cards upright, but the one that I was holding on to, as my deck disintegrated, I was holding on to one card in my hand, and it's horse chestnut. It's horse chestnut. So before I even pick up my other cards, I want to see what horse chestnut's all about, because it definitely wanted me to see it today. Now, it has a green border, and the green is a leaf. It represents the leaf of the tree, and this is all about wisdom. And horse chestnut has a message of consideration. So first, let's hear what the horse chestnut deva says. My shiny brown fruit has many practical uses, yet children enjoy playing with it too. I can teach you how to consider the advantages and disadvantages of everything you come across to help you gain greater wisdom and understanding. So she's coming in to help us see the advantages and disadvantages of everything you come across. So we got this upright, and the message is something is puzzling you. Yeah, it's called life. Something is puzzling you. Hold it up to the light of careful thought, and do not be in too much of a hurry to solve the conundrum. Sometimes the answer is slow to arrive, so do your best to be patient. Good advice, I mean, for me especially, because it's like part of my egoic mind is just like, can't this marital status just be settled one way or the other? Like, can't we just figure out what's going on? Like, it's taking too long. But then, it's just like, yeah. And horse chestnut is like, hold it up to the light of careful thought, and do not be in such a hurry to solve a conundrum. Like, maybe what your conundrum needs, it's a fun word, your conundrum just needs a little time to settle, to marinate, to chill, to just, yeah, basically like you stirred the glass of mucky water. Like, just chill out now and let it slow down and settle, and watch all the sand and mud and dirt and debris sink to the bottom so that you can actually see clearly. And then, yeah, the answer will arrive. So do your best to be patient. Horse chestnut also says try to avoid rushing to judgment, or arriving at instant conclusions. Because if you just jump to judgment, jump to a fast decision, you may be ignoring some important considerations. You may miss a perspective or something you didn't think about. So this is just another great message to go along with the Yu and Sugi, to really take it slow today in that slow, still, quiet space, you will tap into the wisdom and the connection, and then start to see everyone and everything as sacred beings, and see maybe the deeper reasoning behind everyone's actions. All right, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna come down here to the floor and pick up my mess. All right, so the two cards that were upright is eucalyptus and Monterey pine. And the card that also fell on the floor, but it was face down, was Indian bean. So I don't know, like I generally probably would have ignored the face down card, but since horse chestnut just told me to, consider everything, I peeked at it because I was curious. And then, like, of course, now my 4-card rectangle spread has turned into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completely. I don't even know what shape this is. It's not a symmetrical shape. So that's kind of fun. I love it when my expectations get completely disregarded, and it's actually something better than what I was thinking. So, okay, so now we have 3 more trees. We have the eucalyptus, the Monterey pine, which is inversed. We've got this one before. I can't remember it though. And then we're going to end with the Indian bean, which is the perspective consideration that I almost didn't consider. So, all right, let's check this out. All right, eucalyptus, Monterey pine, and Indian bean. We have a little more wisdom, a little more healing, and a little more being. So I just love the energy of the trees so very, very much. I do. All right, so eucalyptus is upright. It has a message of balance. The eucalyptus deva says, I am an ancient tree, but I have survived by adapting to my environment. I can show you how to live wisely and honestly by establishing balance in your life and in your attitude to the people around you. So that's a good continuation of the message. To see first the the Sugi was telling us to see the sacredness in all people and things, and horse chestnut is telling us not to rush to any conclusions, without taking into the considerations, and that can involve other people as well, considering their perspective. And eucalyptus is suggesting that we need to adapt to our environment, establish balance in our life and our attitude to the people around us. So yeah, that's her message. Try to strike the right balance between overt enthusiasm and lack of interest. Throwing yourself headfirst into a new project seems exciting at the time, but could leave you with little room for maneuver later on. That's funny. So it's like, yeah, let's do that balance. And that's hilarious. I'm totally the type of person that will throw myself headfirst into a new project. And then later it's like, oh, wait. Oh, wait. So thank you, eucalyptus. Yeah, we need to adapt to everything going on in our life too. And yeah, a message of balance is always appreciated. So Monterey pine is about purpose. The Monterey pine deva says, I grow tall and straight as I stretch ever upward toward the sky. My timber is used around the world, so I am planted more widely than any of my pine cousins. I signify strength of purpose and I can help you to find your own purpose in life too. So, yeah, we're getting this reversed. So, yeah, the purpose in life may be a little fuzzy wuzzy right now. I love that it's actually diagonal across. We got the U, which is also in reversed, and they both have a message of strength, and growth. And, as the pine grows upward and upward, the U is growing inward. But I just feel like there is a connection with them both signifying strength. And, if our strength, we're questioning it, they're just coming in to say, well, we can give you the energy and the guidance to show you how to stay strong and even become stronger than you ever were, right? This rejuvenation, this renewal, this regrowth. So, the Monterey Pine is all about purpose, but the inverse message is saying to us, it is currently hard for you to concentrate on anything for long, making it difficult to achieve what you've set out to do. Okay, freaking cracking me up here. Ask yourself why this is. Are you simply feeling restless and bored, or are you frightened to reach your full potential? Dun, dun, dun. Well, I'm not having good focus because I'm allowing myself to be so distracted with my personal drama I know why. But wow, what a big question. Like, if you're always finding yourself distracted and you don't have a reason, like the law of disintegration is not kicking full force, you're like, what the heck? Like, why am I still so distracted? Are you frightened to reach your full potential? Does success kind of freak you out a little bit? So that's a good question to contemplate. Thank you, Monterey Pine. But yeah, I mean, how do we get out of that? Well, it's like, let yourself be guided by your inner sense of purpose. Know what you have to do and then focus on it. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by superficial tasks or diversions that waste your time and effort. So yeah, if you're in the distraction right now, it's like, let's just get that focus back. And whew. Let's see what Indian bean. So we're ending with a trunk. Let's see here. Good message for the full moon. Good message for our life. And Indian bean is all about vitality. Who here is feeling a lack of vitality? Me. But that's pretty typical when I have like my heavy day. Like, I should just drink some stinging nettle and take a nap. Tomorrow, my vitality will start to come back to me. But yeah, like, I'm definitely those people that feels the bleeding, feels the cycle. It's like, wow. Okay, so this is a gorgeous card. It has a little blue bird on it. It has these nice little white flowers with a pink center. Not a pink center, just a pinkish, mauvish color in the middle of the flower. Indian bean. It has these long, skinny beans. So I see like 3 birds in our cards today. The Indian bean has a bird. There's a maybe like a kookaburra in the eucalyptus tree, and then the sugi had like a Japanese water bird at the base of her. I think that's what it reminds me of. So the Indian bean is all about vitality. And the Indian bean deva says, my beautiful trumpet-shaped flowers, greet the sun in the summer and in the autumn. I show off my seed pods. Let me teach you how to make the most of your many talents and attributes so you can regain your vitality. Okay, so the Indian bean already knew that we didn't have any vitality. Indian bean already knew we were dragging ass. So she's like, let me teach you how to make the most of your many talents and your attributes so you can regain your vitality. That's so funny. Aren't trees such great teachers? I just love them so much. So her message is one of the best ways to heal yourself at the moment is to embrace every day with enthusiasm and do everything you can to get the most benefit from it. Treat the people you meet with respect and an open heart. So whatever we're doing, let's just have enthusiasm for it. Let's just embrace every day and do everything we can to get the most benefit out of it. You know, do what you can with what you have, where you're at. Treat the people you meet with respect and an open heart. So I just want to read her in-verse message too. She says, do not overlook the obvious and simple ways of healing yourself. Ensure that you have plenty of rest and sleep, and find the time to prepare and eat wholesome, natural foods, regardless of how busy you may be. So yeah, there's been such a big, beautiful message of eating clean always, but especially for this full moon today and tonight and tomorrow. See what you can do this week, today especially, of eating fresh fruit and vegetables and eating clean and giving yourself that necessary fuel, you know, to get your vitality, to rejuvenate, to have your enthusiasm be returned to you physically. And you do your part to infuse that enthusiasm mentally by being excited or just enthusiastic and looking for the benefits of everything that you do today. So here's to a super chill, super rejuvenating, super do whatever it is that you need to do message for the full moon and lunar eclipse tonight. It really just is so important now to take care of your body like it is a sacred temple that you reside in. I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, our meat suit corpse that we utilize, but take care of it because, you know, you want to feel wellness within you. And yeah, you want to start eating lighter because there is a lot of new energies coming in. There is a lot of shedding of sheaths to be shed, to be released, right? And the law of disintegration, letting go of the illusion, the perception of separation, feeling oneness with all things, feeling oneness with nature. We had so many beautiful messages today. So thank you, you. Thank you, Sugi. Thank you, horse chestnut. Thank you, eucalyptus. Thank you, Monterey pine. And thank you, Indian bean, for reminding us to rest, rejuvenate, strengthen, reconnect, and go within and feel that peace and find our strength through our purpose and through rebuilding ourselves just like the yew tree does from within, finding that balance, finding that connection, and that clarity. So I really enjoyed all the teaching trees that came in today with the wisdom of the trees oracle, and I hope you did too. Have a beautiful full moon and enjoy the releasing and disintegration of the lunar eclipse. So much love to you.